Well, Gaza has also become one of the most dangerous places in the world to be a journalist. And with foreign reporters banned from entering the territory, it's increasingly difficult and, of course, deadly for Palestinians to simply gather information and report on what is happening. Press Freedom Monitor, the Committee to Protect Journalists, estimates that over 170 reporters and other media workers have been killed in Gaza since the start of this latest war. So here in France, dozens of journalist unions and media outlets penned an editorial condemning the killings and the ongoing media blackout. Reporters Without Borders and the European Federation of Journalists has also called for demonstrations in Paris Wednesday evening in support of Gazan press workers. For more on the situation that they are facing, then, we're going to cross now to reporter Shrouq Al-Aila, who is in Gaza City. Hi, Shrouq. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us here on the program. So, you've got a lot of experience. You've also got a personal connection to the deadly violence that Gazan journalists face. Can you tell us more about what it's been like to cover this war?
Hi, thanks for having me today. So basically, when we are talking about how does it feel like to be a journalist under in a war zone and under genocide, it is something that I can barely put it in words, especially when it comes to losing my partner, my husband, who's a journalist, Rushdie Siraj, who lost his life because of the coverage, because of being in the coverage and delivering the devastating that we are living in. So we, as a journalist, first of all, the first thing that I'm dealing with is the dire losing of a partner and being a widow at such timing, and also being a mom raising a baby, going to the coverage and literally not knowing if I'm getting back home to my baby or not. This is something that sometimes I feel like I don't have hands. You feel that helplessness, that you cannot protect yourself, you cannot protect your baby, and there's always that fear that when it comes to being outside. And all of the time, I'm following the news in all locations, especially the location that my daughter is, because you cannot just separate yourself of being a human and being a journalist as well. So, this is in terms of the personal aspect of having a family and losing a dear partner. And there's another aspect of being a journalist. Basically, since the beginning of this genocide, it's been almost above 1 year and a half of being under this dire conditions, and we have seen that the Israeli occupation army, they are deliberately and trying to kill the journalists. According to the resources, so far we have lost 212 dear fellow journalists, mostly during the coverage or in a direct attack on where they are living. So basically, we have seen the systematic killing of the journalists, because actually the army, the Israeli army, they are most importantly they are afraid of the truth, because here, being in the ground, you just turn on one camera and you don't have to tell anything, because the situation, the picture you got it speaks it all, because people are displaced, living in tents, this makeshift tent that never protect you from heat, cold, or even troubles when it comes to attacks. And also, being a journalist, it means that you have to arrive to the scene as much as you can, and we are coping and dealing with the issue of the lack of the fuel. And so far, it's been over a month of the blocking of the borders, and there is no fuel that comes in. There is no aid. There is no food. So the famine is hitting us, and we as journalists, we are hungry as well, because we are human. And there is that non-stopping need of securing water, securing drinking water, and even the usable water for where you live, whether it is a tent or a home, because we are living in, let me say, a desert of rubble, basically. And also, being a journalist, there's always that sense of insecurity that it chases you all the time, that you are never you are not in a safe area. And also, above all of these, there's also that systematic killing of the journalists themselves. People are getting after this. They are like, I remember once that during the coverage, I remember that old woman, she once told me that, oh, my dear daughter, try not to do your work and drop this camera because it's going to kill you in a way or another. So even though the people here, they are afraid of us, and even they are afraid over us, they believe that we as journalists, we are we are basically the primary source of information here in Gaza. That is because the Israeli side, they are not allowing the international foreign outlets to enter Gaza to help in this coverage. So we are the primary source of information for all of the people, for the entire globe, and even for the people inside Gaza, because of the weak signal, because of the weak signal that we are also dealing with after the destroying of lots of the transmission towers. So even though, like, people here, they are contacting us to get information about their ones who live in a place that got bombed, for example. So the issue that and also we have
Shrouq, I'm so sorry to cut you off. We're unfortunately running out of time. We have to move on to our next story. But thank you so much, as always, for sharing your reporting and for sharing, of course, your personal experience.